So if you remember from the beginning, you have 6 of these rechargeable batteries in front of you. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to cut them all out and just gather up all 6. So you're going to cut these out of the plastic bags they come in, and I'm going to show you how to install them into the battery compartment that we were just working on. Okay, so I've taken out my 6 batteries. I've lined them up for you right here. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to go to the underside, again, of our robot. So this is no different than changing the batteries on your TV remote or anything else that you use batteries for. We're just going to place them into the slots the correct way. So basically, you're going to want this big end of the battery, the big circle. You see how there's a little circle on this side, big circle on this side? You're going to want the big circle to go against the spring. Okay, so if you just kind of push from the side, you'll see it snap in. Let me just do that one again. So you line it up and you snap it in, and it's good to go. So we're gonna do the same thing, another one. Big side against the spring, push it in. I always struggle with when I'm installing batteries on figuring out which side to do it, which side goes where. For these, they're not really labeled plus minus easily, so it's easier to just say big circle against the spring, and then another big circle right up against that other one that you just placed. And for this, you're going to want to hold the other one down while you push until it snaps in. I'm just going to try it again. So there we go. They might spring out like that a couple times. It's no worries. So big end of the battery, put it in there. Other big end, I want to make sure I don't lose them all here. I'm going to push it in. Okay, so now all of our batteries are installed. Now we could put this cover back on. So the easiest way to do it is you see these 2 notches are where the clips go, where you undid it from before. So if you see these 4 sort of spikes sticking out of the bottom, you just line them up with the 4 holes and clip it in. So now we're ready to move on to our final step, which is screwing the Raspberry Pi onto the main board. So this is where these screws are going to come in handy. Remember, I have these screws that I was talking about before. It's time to put them to action. So as I said before, this part you want to be very careful with because you don't want to bend any of these pins. So this lines up directly. These spikes line up directly, much like the motor did with these slots right here on the board. You'll see a big black rectangle that's got 2 rows of square holes, and that's where you're going to line it up. So the best way to do this is to place the robot down, right? You're going to line the spikes up with the holes, okay? And you don't want to push down until you're sure that everything is lined up. And once you get it lined up, it'll kind of fall in a little bit, right? So I'll show you that again. So you get it lined up. You see how it kind of like goes down a little? That's kind of when you know you're safe to push. So you'll also notice that the standoffs we installed line up perfectly with these yellow holes that are on the top. That's where we're going to screw it in. So first, you're going to want to push down once you're sure that it's lined up correctly. You're going to need to use a bit of force, but like I said, make sure that you are lined up all the way across because you don't want to bend any pins. So you apply equal pressure from the left and right down until you see the standoffs flush. So the standoffs that we installed, you see the silver standoff, it's flush with the board. So that's when you know it's in all the way. Okay? So now the last step is screwing in the board to the standoffs so that it's a secure connection. So we're going to take a screw, I'm going to place it into the hole, and then I'm going to take a screwdriver and I'm going to twist it to the right. Righty-tighty is the rule of thumb whenever you're screwing something in or tightening something. So I'm going to keep tightening until it gets nice and tight. You don't want to go too tight. This screwdriver will let you know when you're done. Not all of them do. Just kind of stop when it gets really hard to twist. That's when you know you're good to stop. So I'm going to put another screw in. Twist, righty-tighty. It's installed. Another screw at the bottom. The screws will go right into the yellow holes on the board. It's really easy. There's no other holes, so there's only one place they can go. Twist it, righty-tighty. And then the last screw, we're going to put it in the hole. Righty-tighty until it's in. So that is all you need to do to install every component and assemble your ROMI robot. So you're now ready for the next step, which is connecting this ROMI robot to the programs and software that you installed already so that you can actually make it move. So there'll be a tutorial for that as well, and I'll see you then.